Welcome, everybody, to the Give It Podcast, the podcast for blurs, for nerds. If you have a fandom, you are most certainly welcome here. We are your hosts of the most, Black Spartan, Safari TV, and Short Guy Joe. Fellas, how are we doing on this wonderful weekend?
Good to see Joe's. What do we call them now on the other app? Blue Sky is such a. Do we call them flies? Butter. I don't have a name for them yet. It's peaceful over there, though. I will say that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's peaceful.
Peace and opportunity. It's bare bones Twitter, but it's a peaceful bare bones Twitter.
Very much that.
And definitely no complaints. But as you can see, guys, we are a little bit older, so we do try to watch our language, but sometimes words do fly. At the same time, guys, we do show trailers of video games and movies here as well, which may be too intense for younger viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. So, thank you all for tuning in. I know the Mike Tyson fight on Netflix is a little bit laggy, but hey, it's Netflix. They should have actually thought about this before they decided to stream an actual 4-hour program.
Oh, is it trash for everybody right now?
Yeah, there's already people complaining on the socials about lagging and dropping on Netflix.
Fun.
Like really, even on my side over here, as I have it streaming on the other side, it is kind of lagging and delayed in some areas.
Look, this is how Logan Paul's going to spin this. I didn't lose. It was the lag.
I can see that. Unfortunately,
IRL input delay.
Yeah. I can see it. Well, as Mike Tyson resets him and his brother. But anyway, that's wishful thinking. Of course, you won't probably see that fight until probably closer to 11 o'clock Central, 12 midnight Eastern. So, again, thank you for joining us. So, a couple of trailers and things and news of this week we need to go over. But first, why don't we start with the trailer? Because we did get another trailer for Amazon Prime Secret Level. Really looking forward to this, guys. Any thoughts on this before we play the trailer?
I've been hearing some things. I'm hearing all the games. And I'm like, so Sony does like to play nice with some people when they feel like it. So I'm very much hoping it's Ready Player One-esque and gives some shows an opportunity to see what you could get if you make your own thing and live to the source material, especially with shows like Kain already getting ready to come and go.
Yeah, pretty much. Joe, what do you think?
I think it's going to be super awkward when that Concord episode shows up.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Even the Secret Level producer, we don't understand why Concord didn't take off. It's like, we just listen to the people. Just go ask somebody on the streets; they'll tell you.
It's almost like, so who's going to tell them? But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and see what the trailer's about. This is Amazon Prime Secret Level.
It's that person who did those things. That's still me. Now that's who I fight. Every hour, every day. I don't always win.
How much would you risk? How hard would you fight? How many lives would you give? Just to discover what you're capable of.
Every moment leads to the next. Every cause and every effect. That's impossible. Doesn't matter what I made you for. This is what you were meant for. Conquest awaits. I can hold it back on my own.
But you're not on your own. All that danger, all those moments, beauty, and even all those painful deaths. It's a new adventure. Just for you.
And that was the trailer for Amazon Prime Secret Level. Hard to say. I mean, I'm sold. I can't really add anything more to it. It looks like they are kind of taking the same directions as Echoes and Star Wars Visions and Disney's Echoes. Like I said, I'm looking forward to a lot of these, especially the Space Hammer. Warhammer. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Mega Man and how they do that, and just really practically every episode. I'm not really sure how many episodes it is. I probably should look that up before we started, but I'm sold, guys. But what about you?
I'm very excited to see what they do with the Sifu level. I'm very curious to see how they do death and reincarnation and getting older every time you die.
Mm-hmm. Fair. Joe?
I want to see where Arnold Schwarzenegger's at in this. He better be in Warhammer. Like, I just wanted to go, brother, no. The Hadassy.
I can see him as a salamander.
I mean, one get to the chopper in space would work for me.
I mean,
What do they call those things in Warhammer?
Well, you got to think they're different. There's different factions. So you have salamanders, black mage. You have salamanders, black knights, death riders. There's a ton of them, but depending on which one they go after.
No. I mean, what's the troop transport called?
Oh, I'm brain dead right now. I know what you're talking about. It's just not coming to mind.
They're probably going to go straight Ultramarine since that's the
Dreadnoughts.
Huh?
Dreadnoughts.
No, Dreadnoughts are the ship. Giant ships.
So you're talking the ships or the carriers? Because you lost me.
No, the troop transports.
Oh, now I really got to look that up. I've looked that up later. It's probably
going to be flat out Ultramarines because for the general public that doesn't know Warhammer, that's only knows Warhammer through like the video games. That's all we know.
That's really, you know what, for Space Marines too, it actually, just to not to go off the beaten path here, it does have a lot of lore in there that you will be able to pick up fairly quickly. So again,
also, shout out, surprisingly has a lot of lore that ties into both Space Marine 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. It does. I don't want to spoil for anybody because it's a really good story. But again, also Henry Cavill will definitely answer your questions on socials if you have questions about Warhammer. Just throwing it out there. But
I'm very curious to see. I hope the PlayStation isn't just them trying to cram as many properties into like one episode, especially if Concord's getting its own.
Concord is going to be interesting. I don't know if we're going to see it. I don't, the more I think about that, the more I'm like, are they really going to show a failed game as an episode, or are we just going to just treat that like it never happened?
That's going to be its final send-off.
I mean, that's my thinking on it. It's like, if they're going to treat it like a final send-off, are they going to treat it like, this happened, or are they going to treat it like Black Mirror? I'm like, it depends, but I'm just saying. But either way,
Mega Man looks like one of the most interesting ones to me because it definitely gives more of an Astro Boy feel to it, but also clearly Mega Man.
They better not screw that one up. As a Mega Man fan, they better not screw that one.
Well, people are already mad at the helmet having a visor over it.
Yeah.
But like, you're not old enough to remember Captain N and the Game Masters, where Mega Man was green and talked like this and said "Mega High."
I'm trying
and had
to
like
figure
a
out.
giant green visor over his face.
I'm just like, your advisor is where your you know what? Let me let that go. Let me let it go.
Well, remember we had to deal with people being mad at zippers in Star Wars.
I know that's why that's
People will
why I'm
complain
letting it
about
go.
anything.
You're right. You're right. That's why I'm letting it go. I'm gonna let it go and go into Marvel news because folks are weird. That being said, we do have Marvel news before we get to the next couple of trailers, starting with Kevin Feige, who has some news on several different things. First on Miles Morales, where he has said, and this is the thing, that Miles Morales, the live action Miles Morales, will be in the MCU after the Spider-Verse trilogy is complete, which means that at this point, he could join the MCU after 2027. Now, of course, we all, beside myself, Joe, and Tafari, various picks for who could play Miles Morales. But considering the fact that we now have to wait 3 more years for him to join the MCU, just because of the current Spider-Verse trilogy, which again is great. I still want to see Beyond the Spider-Verse. Would love to see it because of how Across the Spider-Verse ended. But again, but fellas, what are we thinking here? I mean, is it a good idea for them to hold off? Are we just trying to not stir the pot, or is this just safe planning?
I don't know anymore. Sony is. The more time we have to make this movie, the more time Sony gets to throw some kind of monkey wrench in it from their side, and that's what bothers me. They'll throw like a Miles cameo in Craven for no reason, just to be spiteful.
Fair. Joe?
I want to feel like it's all three of what you said. And depending on when Beyond comes out versus when Holland 4 comes out, we could be looking at a scenario where Holland 4 ends with the introduction of Miles. We could also very much introduce live action Miles in Beyond if he goes into a live action universe, because I still don't know how they're handling like Tokusatsu Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to be getting like actual actors and then make it like the cheesy 1970s version, or if we're going to go an anime route. It's just all sorts of possibilities. So there could be several different things where they are already secretly casting live action Miles and get him ready, get him on in the batter box to get him up to plate. We just don't know.
I mean, at the same time, there are also the people that we selected or think that would actually play a good Miles Morales, their time is not on their side. They're getting older now. So depending on where they put Miles, it's like, are we doing a teenager? Are we doing a younger? It does make you wonder that after 2027, where exactly he's going to be and who's the casting for it. Because I would have to assume after 2027, there has to be somebody already in place. But
I forget, did Miles start being Spider-Man when he was 12?
That was like 14?
14 or
like
15.
12, 14?
Yeah.
Because he looked like a little kid in the book when Peter was getting beaten around by Green Goblin and Miles had powers. I just don't remember how old he is. But
I want to say 12 or 14. One of the two.
I mean, he could be getting like some unknown kid, by all means.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine that's going to be. But again, as long as we're getting them, and again, we're not knocking.
It's not Jaden Smith.
Jesus Christ!
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. We're all going to hope that's not that. But I guess we'll find out in 3 years from now. Also, Kevin Feige did, for some odd reason, he felt the need. And I know this is going to go into beating a dead horse territory, but he also had to let us know that the Blade project is somehow alive and well, even though it's been pushed off the theatrical board, even though we don't have a director, even though we don't have a writer. Somehow Mahershala Ali is still attached to the project, but Kevin Feige has said the studio is committed to this project. Fellas, I know we've said this multiple times, but is Feige just trying to keep hope alive with a Hail Mary, or is this just beating a dead horse?
I think he's trying to keep hope alive, but like I need y'all to get a director who doesn't quit after 2 weeks, or I need one of the next person who quits to tell me what's going on that is making all of you say, absolutely not.
I completely agree. Joe?
At this point, I say just let Mahershala Ali go. Do the right thing. Just give Wesley Snipes his final movie. Let it go out and let him go out in a great blaze of glory, or just do a very condensed version of Blood Hunt so we can kill off the Blade character, because that facet of the Marvel Universe they're just not doing anymore. Like, we're not getting Kit Harington back to be Black Knight anytime soon. He's never going to be the Black Knight ever again, I don't think. And unless we are really, really going to move into a Marvel Knight subgenre, we're not doing anything with Blade out anytime soon. So, give it to Wesley, do a condensed version of Blood Hunt. I don't care if you cast a Blade's daughter, where the Marvel Universe is filling up with great young women. Let them have their time. Let this be a great movie. Cast a really awesome Dracula. Throw in a few heroes. Bring Moon Knight, bring Oscar Isaac back as Moon Knight. Bring the people from Werewolf by Midnight back. Have a small condensed version of Blood Hunt. Kill off the Blade character and move on.
I'm on the other side of it. You have a perfectly good Wesley Snipes right there. You can tell an alternate MCU story. Allow him to just, like you said, play it off to where he gets that send off he never got, and really just let it go from there. But again, this is a Hail Mary from the MCU honcho, letting people know it's still alive and well. But let's be honest, it's kind of on life support if not already dead. Speaking of things that are proud to be dead, Marvel Rivals and Destiny Rising, the dev studio behind them, may be involved in a $139 million money laundering scheme. Two of the executives that are involved from NetEase, which are behind Marvel Rivals, Once Human, and the upcoming Destiny mobile game, have been involved in a federal crime scheme, in which, to this point, may actually delay Marvel Rivals from being released. Which I kind of find which is kind of odd that a federal crime actually prevents something from being released. But let me ask you this, guys, because we know about Marvel Rivals. We've seen the trailer. We've seen multiple trailers and characters that they show. Does this... do you think this delay will either kill the game hype, or will actually people be waiting for it? What do you guys think?
I don't think it'll kill it, because it seems like they haven't given us much since, so nobody was really super anticipating. I just hope it doesn't kill the game itself.
Also, Joe, before you start talking, so far 9 people have been arrested, and again, around $140 million of money has been laundered. But Joe, what do you think?
I don't think it's going to kill the hype that it has, because it's a free hero-based game with well-known IP characters. I'm still going to play it because I'm going to just boot up as Magic and do whatever I can. So I don't think the delay is going to be too bad. It's just going to be one of those when's it going to drop? If it's going to drop in February, God help you. But if it's January, March, or even just a little bit later in December, then you're fine. As long as the delay doesn't push them out till February.
Right. Although, like I said, I agree with you. That might actually delay it. If not, might kill some hype off of it. Still want to play it because I want to see what Marvel can do in the games, in the Overwatch-esque area. I do want to see. Still, it felt like Overwatch, as I'm getting at, just the skin wise of it. But I want to see what they can do with it, because Marvel's Avengers initially when it came out, it was great. I don't think we're going to see Marvel 1946, although the video game awards are around the corner. We might see something from that, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I agree. This doesn't kill Marvel Rivals, but it might kill some of the buzz off of it. That's just my opinion. But still, 9 people arrested due to Chinese reports and over $140 million laundered. I just gotta ask where the money went personally, but I guess we'll find that out later. But back to trailers. So Joe, for all those that don't know about Sakamoto Days, would you do a brief explanation before we play the trailer?
The top assassin in the world falls in love, starts a family, runs a grocery store. People think a syndicate thinks he knows something and starts sending assassins with him. They either become super best friends or dead. Also, he becomes skinny mode if he uses up enough calories.
I was gonna say, is this the one where he's like overweight and whatnot and retired and?
Yes.
Okay.
And if he burns enough calories, he goes back to his original body.
They announced this a while ago. Is this still not out?
Well,
the manga is fantastic.
I've heard the manga is fantastic, but I remember like the teaser for this dropped way back, and people were like, "Yeah."
This is the full trailer because this is going to come out in January.
Okay.
Yep. And here it is.
彼はすべての悪党から恐れられ、すべての殺し屋の憧れだった。しかし、ある日、坂本は太った。
3、2、1、スタート。いただきます。
殺し屋には戻らない。
家訓破ったら離婚だからね。
破ったら殺す。
矛盾してるじゃないですか。いちいち殺してたらキリないね。バカっつったかこれ。
援護を頼んだぜブラザ
これが戦友ってやつか。
このデブにかけられた懸賞金は10億円。
今のお前は家族も守れねえただのデブだよ。
ここからは本気で行かせてる。
今だ真っ赤になるまでアクセル踏み込んで、それじゃ足りないまだ
守るもんがある方が人間必死に戦うんだよ。
やあ、坂本君。
こいつは全員皆殺し。大切な人を守るために使うと決めたんだ。それが今の俺の強さだ。
Sakamoto Days.
I completely forgot it was on Netflix. But that's actually the trailer for Sakamoto Days. Joe showed this to me a while back. I'm definitely watching that. I need to go back and find the manga, actually get caught up on it. But what do we think, guys?
Japanese rock band Vondi's doing the opening theme. They're a pretty solid rock band. I like some of their covers and some of their original work. This is going to be covering, I want to say, the first 45 chapters. Because his two main helpers is the blonde dude who has like short distance mind reading and Kung Fu girl from a Chinese triad. And then they're sometimes friends with this sniper who's really overly emotional.
Yeah. I gotta find the manga and start reading that. What do you think, Tafara?
I'm interested. I've heard good things about it. I've always heard like the weekly manga recaps, and Jump always have something funny to say about it. So I've been waiting for this one to come for a while. I forgot it was on the way. But if is it gonna be here in January or Japan Netflix in January, and we get it like 6 months later the way they do?
No, it's simulcasted.
Okay, because I know people were pissed when they did that to JoJo's.
Yeah. They did not like that at all. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that one. But also, we do have a little bit of gaming trailers as well. I did want to start with this one because Joe, Rage of the Dragons Neo. How did you describe this?
Oh no, so Rage of the Dragons. This is an old SNK game back when SNK had a lot of their bankruptcy issues, and they split it off into a separate company called Playmore. Neo is just a touch-up of this original game. This is actually a Double Dragons fighting game, tag team fighting game. Man, I loved this game when I was younger. This is like something I played a shit ton in college on my laptop. Like, this was like one of those laptop tournament games. We sat and played in the house. You have Billy, Jimmy, all sorts of characters. Everyone has their own specific partner, but sometimes you can get special team ups. Like Billy and Jimmy would have a special team up attack, but they also have their own individual partners. They had tag-in combos, which were like specific button combos to tag in and do more damage. It was just a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed it.
All right. With that being said, here's the trailer. That was insanely quick.
It's not a great trailer. That's like the only advertisement they got, but like the game is really, really impressive. Like, we have
That
time.
ended abrupt as hell.
Yeah,
Right.
I know.
Let me see. Yeah, I mean, I was digging it. I was digging it because, again, this is a game I barely remember. But okay, there we go. Let's do it this way. So that way we can. I mean, that thing ran so fast I missed it. But let's do it this way. So, Rage of Dragons Neo will be available. Ooh, wow, today on Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series. So all platforms. I have to check that out. But yeah, I'm always down for a good fighting game. Tafara, what'd you think?
Not bad. So did they just show everybody the hitboxes now so folks can stop complaining that they were or were not in range?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
I'm seeing that like every fighting game where it's like you can go to practice mode and see how far or close you can get touched now, depending with certain characters.
Right. But I dig it though. I really want to give that a shot. I wish I knew the price on that, but
I'm trying to pull it up now. All right, 10% with PlayStation Plus. It's $20, or you can get it for $17.99.
Oh shoot, that's nice.
And you get PS4 or a PS5 version as well.
I mean, that's a nice little budget buy. Can't knock that at all. But Joe, anything more you want to add to this?
I'm trying to find a better trailer.
You trying to do what?
Find a better trailer.
Is that from like the official, or is that just one that somebody put up?
That is official.
That's official from the makers of Cubite Interactive. That's their trailer. It's just that it ended so quickly. That's the thing about it. It really did. I mean, it's a 1:11 trailer, so it makes sense that, I mean, I never expect to be that short, but it's okay. I mean, I'm still hooked on wanting to go buy it, especially for $20. $20 for a good fighting game. You ain't got to pull my leg on that. But
here we go. Here's the old arcade opening. This will be a little bit better.
Let's see it. Okay. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hey, ready? I did not want. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I said it's gonna be quick. It's not as much as we can get without doing
Not-
like full combo, without getting into like full combo videos.
I just laughed at the guy with the black guy with the afros last. He's just Jones. Just no explanation, just Jones.
It's about on brand.
I mean, I'm not complaining. I just thought it was funny as hell, personally.
I mean, he's
But-
very obviously based off Kelly Jones, but Black Belt Jones, or Jim Kelly's Black Belt Jones.
Yeah. Well, outside of that, we gotta play this anyway because again, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur will not be getting a season 3, but they will be appearing in Marvel's Spidey and His Amazing Friends, which we discussed beforehand. I'm surprised it's still on, but we can play this clip just because this is gonna be, I guess, our way of saying goodbye. Although we really shouldn't be, but
I mean,
again,
I'm taking it as a win that more people are going to get to see it, that more kids are going to get to see it. Because this is a more show run more often than Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, so she'll at least be seen in syndication for quite a while.
So this is I don't know what the child Disney block is called, if they still have one, but this is very much a Disney Junior type show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, 2021, 3 seasons in. Yeah, I've noticed once they make it 3 seasons, then the cameos get crazy.
Pretty much. But here's the clip.
People told us a giant dinosaur flipped over that cart and that car over there.
Oh, no way! I know, buddy. You would never do a thing like that. Oh, what a good boy! Oh, yes, you are.
Maybe there's been some kind of misunderstanding.
Yeah, I think so. Let's start over. I'm Moon Girl, and this is my bestie, Devil Dinosaur. We help people.
We do too.
Dee, what do you say we get them out of that bubble?
Thanks! How did you make that bubble anyway?
With my bubble blaster. Inventions are kind of my thing.
Hey, mine too.
Webs up, Spidey alert.
A watch thingy that talks to you? Ooh, I need one of those.
Cool, right? Spidey made it.
What is it, Webster?
A giant dinosaur is causing trouble in the park.
So there is another giant dinosaur.
I don't want Dee getting blamed for stuff another dinosaur is doing.
We'll help you stop that other dinosaur.
Yeah.
Wait, was Fall Out Boy doing the intro for Spidey's Amazing Friends?
I mean, yeah, pretty much every 80s era rapper doing intros for like the early 2000s theme songs.
I just thought that was interesting. I just heard that, like, the last part, I was like, oh, well, I guess, hey, if you're going to make money, you got to make money. But again, why are they canceling such a great series? But at least, like you said, Joe, they could see it on Disney Junior, and it might save it. I don't know.
I mean, one positive takeaway from that trailer is it is actually Lunella's voice actress and Devil Dinosaur's voice actor.
Yeah.
And it is still also the Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur design from her show. So they are actively doing stuff like that. Plus, I don't know why they're doing stuff like that, because they literally have a Moon Girl over in the Avengers Park.
I guess a way of saving the character, I guess. That's the best way I can put it. But moving right along, guys, we do got to cover this one because at least we did get some good news out of Marvel. The What If Season 3 trailer, which again answered 2 of my questions. At the same time, left me with a whole bunch more. But before I play the trailer, guys, anything y'all want to add to it?
Let's just run it.
Yo.
No. Let's go.
All right.
Let's begin. Up for an adventure?
Always.
To understand, you must learn to see.
What exactly are you proposing?
It's showtime.
Here we go!
Howard, are you sure you can fly this?
Are you kidding? I'm a duck. I was born to fly. Strap in.
Oh, move over.
If we all go down, the world will be left defenseless.
This is the shot we have. We may not get another one. Let's finish it.
Oh, we're good to go.
Avenger, assemble.
Light 'em up now.
This is where your story ends. With some mysteries, the only answer is what if?
Maybe it's time that we called in some help.
I am Storm, goddess of thunder.
I'm sold. I am so sold. That was the trailer, guys, for Marvel Animation's What If Season 3. I'm getting my buddy cop, Red Guardian and Bucky. We are getting Gundam 10. We are basically getting Gundam meets 10 Rings or
It's
meets
Mech Strike.
Say what?
It's Marvel Mech Strike. They had a limited run for that for a little bit.
I remember that. They had a Funko line for that going too for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I love. Hey, you sold.
So they were a combiner, but you know.
I'm sold on that, as well as Shang-Chi basically in a Western story, which is interesting. So that's going to look like that's going to be great. But what do you guys think?
Oh, yeah, and Storm.
Storm with Millionaire. Like I said,
I'm curious if we get other mutants or if she's just the one that they squeezed in time to finish production.
Probably little column A, little column B. Either way, I'm not complaining. That is, I
just don't get the infinite possibilities, and then you cap us at 3 seasons, unless the what is it, the tribunal or the other people who basically
the Watchers.
The other watch. Because I remember in what was it, Ultimate Alliance, when a Watcher steps in, and then he basically gets benched for the rest of the game because he stepped in.
Yeah.
Even though Doom basically needed to be stopped, or he was going to become a problem for them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if the Living Tribunal is going to be like the reason you can't do any more What If stories, because I think they're tying. I think we're going to get more cross dimension stuff with looks like Peggy Carter and Kaori. I think.
Yeah.
And then who was the all white Wakandan fit that was flying?
No, that was Vision.
Yeah.
No, not there. There's a white Vision, but there was also somebody in like an all white suit.
Lady Moon Knight?
That was Captain Marvel from the end of the Marvels, where it's her mom.
Okay, that's because I was like, what I saw that outfit in the Wakandan in the tank. I thought it was Shuri, honestly.
Yeah.
I think the other reason why this may be ending is this is solely dependent on actors coming back to do voice work.
Mhm.
And they're only obligated to do this much contract work. And unfortunately, we have, because of certain scenarios in real life, we have not been able to grow and expand the universe fast enough. Like, remember, Chadwick Boseman was supposed to be the figurehead moving forward, and yeah.
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 Yeah, he was supposed to be, but still.
And like they pinned their hopes on Benedict Cumberbatch being the guy moving forward, which while he does a great job, he's not the guy to move the Marvel needle forward.
Still, though, I mean, What If has been such a great series. To cap it
Yeah.
at 3, I mean, at least give it 5. 5 is a quintessential number for most great shows, but
We need more heroes to come back.
Say what?
We need a broader cast. We just don't have that in the Marvel universe. Now, unless they're going to start casting like the cartoon characters to interact with some of the movie actors that want to continue doing voice work, but we just don't have that broad a cast to do that kind of stuff with.
I was kind of hoping that, like, with each expansion we get into the casting or property acquisitions, you can then basically do a bunch of episodes of here's the stories we couldn't tell or thought about going.
Yeah.
I would take a 30-minute episode called just Rageful and show me what Andrew was doing after Gwen died for 30 minutes and how he was just a menace to society.
Well, I'm sorry, but the crop of voice actors you have out there, that just feels like they could be bold and push it. But
right, because we replaced Iron Man and we accepted that first season, and he was in almost every episode.
Pretty much. So it's like that's why I said it's just like they could be bold and push it. That's why I'm like, for all the Marvel vehicles that have been out there, What If has literally been the one that almost everybody agrees on that's great. Nobody really has anything bad to say about that series, and yet we're capping it at 3. It doesn't make any sense to me. But
I say look at it this way: if this was a perfect world, we get all the actors from Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and put them in the roles, and then just move forward.
Right,
and that'll be fine.
And
that would be completely fine.
They use this show as basically a training method for the kid who's going to be in Spider-Man. What is it, freshman year?
Yeah,
because I think they want him to get seasoned. So instead of using Tom, they use the new guy.
Exactly.
I thought it was Josh Keaton again.
Whoever is playing Spider-Man in that new cartoon is in What If. They basically use this as his training arc.
Okay.
Unless you're telling me this show segues into just Marvel Zombies or something, which it's like we're taking one of these episodes and giving it its own show. So I'm curious to see how that goes.
Yeah, we did do that. That was the last season we did Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, Hudson Thames is the guy.
Okay.
Just for FYI, who's playing the voice of Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Hudson Thames is the guy. But still,
okay.
Like I said, they could go beyond 3 seasons, but that's just me being gripey. We're just going to enjoy this last ride of 8 episodes once it comes out December 22nd. Other video game news that we do have, again, I have to give Joe credit. He called this one a long time ago. Nintendo Switch is just slow as usual to the board. We are getting a Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered for the Switch.
Hooray!
I'm sorry, Joe, you say?
I said hooray!
Oh, my bad.
Kain refused the sacrifice.
That's pretty much it. It is a remaster for Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2. Will be available December 10th on the Nintendo Switch and also in the eShop. Don't get me wrong, loved 1 and 2, even loved the prequel, Legacy of Kain prequel. Was kind of hoping we would actually get a new Legacy of Kain game, but
This is
Again,
probably going to be used to gauge interest.
More than
I
likely.
can see that, but I'm not
Because
against it.
If it
We'll
was
go
me, I would have just done Legacy of Kain 1, 2, or Soul Reaver 1, 2, and Defiance, and get the whole, just do the whole Raziel arc, and see how well that fares out there. But no, I guarantee you, this is one of those like the Darkstalker thing that they tried a couple years ago to gauge interest. If people really want new Darkstalkers, by the way, we don't want new Darkstalkers, no matter how much people say it. That thing, anything Darkstalkers always underperforms.
I mean, not
It's
wrong.
better left for the Marvel vs. Capcom field.
I mean, you're not wrong, but people still want it. People still
want
want
it, but they ain't willing to pay for it.
I can see that too. I mean, I can sit there and say I'm one of those people, but then again, I see your point on that too. But
So
again,
this is to gauge interest, but I'm definitely down. I'm already remembering all the fits I had fighting Rahab and Duma.
I don't remember if I played it right now. It'd be like watching me play Dark Souls for the first time. I am going to be completely blindsided and won't remember a doggone thing. Tafari, what do you think?
I might check it out. I've heard about these games, but I've never played or checked out the originals. So, and then it doesn't.
They are really good.
I would say it seems very much RPG, dungeon conquering. No,
it's straight action. It's action platformer.
Yeah.
Okay. I just noticed all the boss battles in different terrains, and
it was pretty much. I would say like this: if Legacy of Kain was basically what you mostly see in modern Souls games without the difficulty. Well,
that's what it looked
like.
like.
The original Legacy of Kain was RPG based.
Yeah, there you go.
Soul Reaver 1 and 2, Blood Omen 2, and Defiance were all action puzzle platformers.
Right.
It looked very lair boss-ish with less of the grind in between each one.
Yeah, I mean,
or dungeon boss, I guess, is what it looks like.
Again,
what I
Rahab
remember.
and Duma gives me nightmares.
From what I remember, it was some puzzling. It was some nice puzzle challenges, but overall, it was a great game. Overall, it was a great series, I should say.
Oh yeah, no, the acting was fantastic in that thing.
Yeah, but if I pick that up, I'm gonna have a wonderful time on the Switch.
I still got the expert gamer that gives the whole game. Yeah, go back to the whole game. It also lets me know that there's the complete roster and move list for WWE Attitude.
Nice. Nice is right. Well, the next video game, guys, we got. I saw this trailer earlier. It's the next character for Mortal Kombat 1 Chaos Reigns. This is the Ghostface trailer. I'm gonna be honest. Really kind of disappointed, but have you guys seen the trailer yet?
I haven't seen the fatality. I haven't seen the whole thing.
I've seen the one thing that makes me question this whole thing. Why does he have Blanca Ball?
For all those that don't know it, here's what he means.
That anyone could be so cold-hearted.
Are you really one to be throwing stones?
Fight!
I hear you've got quite a scream.
I will be glad to let you hear it.
I can kill you again and again.
You will not succeed even once. Finish him.
What? Oh, come on! This is bullshit! He's a dude with a knife!
Fatality.
See you soon.
Ghostface wins. Flawless victory.
And that, guys, as you can see, was the Ghostface trailer for Mortal Kombat 1 Chaos Reigns. And his examinality is he is a vulture. As you can see, guys, that you'll be able to play him. I'm sorry, I have to go scene by scene here. I want to say it was December 19th, but I could be wrong about that. Let's see. Nope, my bad. November 19th is what I meant. So what we think, fellas? Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm just like I understand this was more of a additional character, but could you really see yourself playing Ghostface?
I'd probably give it a few tries. I didn't think it was terrible. I thought it was all right.
Joe?
I mean, I can't see myself playing Mortal Kombat 1, let alone this guy, but kind of reminds me of like Kano because he does have that knife style in one of the games, and he's got Blanca Ball, which is also technically Kano Ball. I mean, he's not a one-for-one copy of Kano with knife style, but there are some similarities I'm seeing. I wonder if Matthew Lillard came back to do any voice work for this.
I will say this though. I like the fact that they are sticking with the voice recorder.
I was going to say, what's up with the walkie-talkie for the?
Because he's basically because Ghostface doesn't really speak. So in the movie, I want to say in the movie he actually had the voice recorder, but I could be wrong. But I like the fact that it's added. Like there's a little bit of okay, I see what you try to do there just to give him a voice because everybody in Mortal Kombat talks. Okay, I will agree with that. It's just, I mean, combo wise, unless you just want to be petty, you would probably pick him as an additional or as a main. Although the whole Yosumitsu being on the ground thing, I was like, okay, that I can see that as a draw into a fate, but not knocking it though. I mean, like I said, there's gonna be people who be playing Ghostface because hey, if you pay for the pack, you might as well use everybody. But still, I'm not knocking it. But yeah, the reason why I asked you guys if you play Mortal Kombat 1, would you actually play Ghostface?
People just over Mortal Kombat now. It seemed like one had the most hype going in, and then all the other fighters came out, and everyone just left.
Pretty much. But like I said,
because one was much stiffer than even. It wasn't as stiff as 11. 11 was like really bad compared to the combat fluidity of XL, but
dang,
they
like
had too many problems with the striker system and whatnot.
I like 11.
I feel like a lot of the Echo characters could have been on the roster too. That always seemed a little weird to me off rip.
True, but still, I liked 11. But before we get to other news, again, this is just very quickly. This is really nothing we should really be wondering about unless Xbox decides to make an appearance at the Video Game Awards. But Xbox is working on a gaming handheld item because, PlayStation has their PSP remote. although you really can't use it anywhere outside the Wi-Fi that your PS5 is connected to. Steam has theirs, Ally has their ROG, so now Microsoft is going, why not us? Now, of course, their PC gaming handheld is still a few years out, but they did confirm that they are working on it. So really quickly, guys, I know with everything else that we have out there in mobile gaming, would you be ever so inclined to try any product that Microsoft Xbox would put out in a gaming handheld PC?
Now while the Steam Deck is out.
Because that's my thing.
I was
Because
gonna
the Steam
say,
Deck
like,
is out.
your direct competitors are the Switch 2, and Steam Deck. Why are you even trying?
That's because that's a lucrative area. Because let's be honest, handheld gaming is starting to make a comeback. Mobile gaming is not as strong as it used to be. So everybody's wanting to have something you can play on the go. I get the idea, but again, it's like if it's going to be broadband based, that's going to be the problem. Because people want to be able to have their game on their time, preferably with or without having to have an internet connection. I completely get it. So Microsoft is going to have to show something in a few years. But again, still a few years out, not a prototype, not anything out there. It's just Microsoft saying that we are going to be entering the PC gaming handheld lucrative market. But here's also some interesting news as well, because this involves Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington has told us many things. He said after the next 5 movies he does, he will be announcing his retirement. He also sat there and said, during an interview with Variety Magazine, that Ryan Coogler is writing a part for him in the next Black Panther movie. So, speculation time, fellas, because we know a Black Panther 3 movie is coming after Wakanda Forever. Denzel Washington, a man who needs no introduction. His accolades are about as long as AT&T Stadium and then some. If you had to pick a character out of the Black Panther area, or I should say out of the Black Panther list, if you had Denzel at the helm, who would? I mean, again, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just curious about you guys' guesses. Who would you have him play?
I'm not even sure. I don't know too many of the other characters they would have in there. I know a couple of the elders I think have passed out of that movie. I could see him taking the helm of one of the tribes. Jabari relative, maybe. You guys are more versed in this than I am.
Well, I'm gonna go last. But Joe, did you got any guesses?
Oh yeah, leave it to me.
Say what?
I'm trying to see. There's like one possibility I can think of, but I need to see. Yes, there's one person I can think of. I cannot pronounce this, and it involves. Huh?
Who you got? Or just give me the first letter.
The tyrant ruler of the intergalactic empire of Wakanda that T'Challa has to go into space to and depose.
Oh, okay. I don't got a picture of him. I know what you're talking about.
In Jadaka.
So basically, in Jadaka, so basically his brother's kid. His father's brother's kid is who you're talking about.
Yes.
I can see that too.
Did they say if they had any other cousins?
Oh, no, wait.
I mean, he does. I mean, both the father and the brother do have illegitimate children that have their own stories in Black Panther. This would have been a perfect thing for Fury, but Fury is currently in a watch party right now.
I'm curious if Eyes of Wakanda maybe will give us a hint.
I hope so. But while Joe's looking that up, go ahead.
I legitimately cannot think of anybody he could be outside of this one. But then, Njidaka is just the symbiote form of Killmonger.
Pretty much. But here's mine. So I went with this. I would love for him to be Bashinga, but him being the first king of Wakanda and the fact that he hasn't really died, he's been in exile. I would love to see him there, but realistically, because this is following Wakanda forever, he could be Shagameyer, which is also a philosopher that actually was a mentor to the queen, but because he didn't believe in a monarchy rule, he was actually exiled. So he could play this, or if we're thinking a villain, he could play Tetu, which again, another guy who kind of has a Killmonger-like idea, except he doesn't believe in rule. He doesn't believe in monarchy rule. He actually wanted to overthrow Wakanda. So those are my two. Now, again, I would love to see those, but like I said, the fact that we're seeing Denzel in his last couple of movies actually be in the MCU, because I'll be honest with you, I really wanted Denzel to be Blue Marvel. I so wanted him to be Adam Brashear, but I guess we're not. I guess we're not going to get that, because I thought for a second if anybody was going to play Blue Marvel, it would be him when he gets introduced to the MCU. But
he could still be Blue Marvel and tie into Wakanda. Sure, you have to ask him for something.
Yeah, but with him and his 5 movies, that's the thing about it. I'm not sure if that's going to go that route. But like I said,
well, keep in mind we're also only casting him as a villain. He could very well be another superhero. He could actually be Blue Marvel, and we're looking at something different entirely. We're not thinking of something entirely different.
It's possible. And again, like I said, this is all speculation until we get closer to when the actual script is read and when we actually get more of the movie. But
I just like that he casually just drops, like, by the way, there's a Black Panther 3. Moving on.
I mean, after
the fact that he's getting a part, and everyone heard part, and all the articles willingly said we'll be starring in Black Panther. Like, that's not what he said.
No, he's getting a part written for him. That's how you know you've made it in the acting world, where you don't have to audition for anything anymore, and people are like, "We would love to have you in this movie." And again, I can't knock him for that. But
where's Eddie Murphy's part? Where's Eddie Murphy's part? When do we get to have the Prince of what's his nation?
Zamunda.
Zamunda.
When is the King of Zamunda going to go to Wakanda?
That would be interesting.
Actually, I want to see that happen, especially since they brought it up in the second movie.
I know, honey.
But
wait, they did bring up Zamunda in the second movie?
Not in the second Coming to America. He's like, it doesn't matter if it's Zamunda, Wakanda, whatever.
Yeah. They brought up in the second in Coming to America too.
Oh, okay. I thought in the second Wakanda movie there was just like an Easter egg where it showed like Zamunda. Like
I would accept that. I would fully accept that. Some kind of tie into Eddie, because they just mentioned it. They never said if it was in movie or realistic form. So I'm like, please, somebody carry this torch and pull this. Like, I just need like an African leader summit, and you see Eddie Murphy and his wife just leave.
Mm-hmm. I can see that too, but yeah, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna wait and see what happens with that. But also in DC news, how in the world does How in the world does everybody get a better statue than Dwayne Wade than D Wade right now? And what I mean by that is currently at DC, you have the statue of the Green Lantern, John Stewart, which again looks great. Can't knock it. It's been unveiled.
It's one of his best costumes.
Yeah, I am not knocking it. And every time I see a bronze statue, I just keep thinking to myself, D Wade deserved much better than the bronze statue he got in Miami. Because this is great. I'm not knocking it. Again, John Stewart was one of my favorite Green Lanterns. Still can't wait to see what James Gunn and DC Studios does do with their Lanterns project. But I got nothing to say. I got nothing bad to say about the statue. It is accurate. It looks great. What do we think, fellas? I can't think of anything more else to say to this except the fact that whoever did D Wade's statue needs to be fired. But that's just me.
Yeah, that's how you do a statue. Lantern in hand and all.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just me though. Joe?
That lantern needs to turn on at night. So does his ring.
That would be cool if it did. Honestly, that would be really cool if it could do that. I'm not gonna lie. I would actually be enticed to see what they do and see if it does light up at night. But
okay, so not related to anything we're talking about, but Netflix has gone down completely.
Wait, let me check and see if they are still in the watch party.
Oh wait a minute! I got my TV. I got my TV up. It's
As of 9 minutes ago, Netflix went down.
Yeah, it's going on and off because I have my TV. I have my TV playing the fight over here, and it keeps on trying to sit there and tell me, "Oh, your internet speed is down." No, your site is down. It's like no, Netflix.
So many people want to see that poor child beaten.
So
if
you're wondering who's getting robbed this fight, it's us, the American people. The scam. Oh, yeah. You were the scam all along.
Pretty much.
The real fight was the fight to actually watch through the terrible internet all the way.
Yeah, it's pretty. But with that being said, guys, we do have a couple of reviews to go through. Actually, before we get to the reviews, the video game awards. So, as you guys know, I know, honey, I'm so sorry. But as we get to the video game awards, guys, they will be coming out with the nominees announced on November 18th. So we're just going to stick with one. Game of the year. What do you guys think?
I know people said it fell off, but I think they have somewhat bounced back thanks to listening to the fans. And I've played a couple matches. It's a little less havocy now. Helldivers, I think, will get a nomination. I don't think they'll win. I see Helldivers to Final Fantasy Rebirth and Astrobot getting a Game of the Year nomination.
Joe?
I agree with Astrobot. I agree with the other one you just said before.
Rebirth and Helldivers.
No, I agree with Rebirth. I agree with Astrobot. Definitely Metaphor ReFantazio. That's going to be on Game of the Year.
That's the other one that I've been hearing people say is going to get a nomination.
That's probably going to get Game of the Year because I don't think Dragon Age Veilguard's going to be up there.
No.
I mean, it's a great game, but it
actually Baldur's Gate. I could see that.
Yeah, that was last year.
Baldur's Gate won it last year, didn't it?
Yeah, Baldur's Gate won it last year.
My bad. You're right. My bad.
Elden Ring. No, there was another game that came out last year.
No, Elden Ring's expansion came out, but it came out and then pretty much once everybody beat it, you didn't hear too much about it afterwards.
Yeah.
The new Zelda game, same. It came out. No one really said too much about Legend of Zelda and the Wand of Xerox.
Echoes of wisdom, sir. Come on now.
They very much took
Does the wand make me bed copies of a bed? Yes.
They took Tears of the Kingdom qualities and put it in the next chibi form game, which I can respect. But yeah, do you think Metaphor can get it? Didn't Metaphor just come out though?
People are still ranting and raving over it on how good it is. It's like the RPG of the year.
I see the hype. I'm just like, I don't know if it's got a because it's so close to the actual awards. I don't know if the hype is long lasting enough for it to come through and win. I know Astrobot, if it gets the nomination, PlayStation is printing out a whole new bundle of labels right after it gets that.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely can see Astrobot getting a nomination.
I'm trying to think myself. Who would get Game of the Year? Shoot. Because I would say Helldivers just because it did have a following. Dang,
we were struggling to get into Helldivers, and then we all went to Battlefront, and then we realized we got ripped off on that and went back to Helldivers.
Pretty much. Let me look up really quick.
Here we go. So the Court and Polygon, the top 6 contenders are Astrobot, Metaphor ReFantazio, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Balatro, Silent Hill 2 Remake, and Dragon Age Veilguard.
I would be surprised if Silent Hill 2 makes it up there.
Silent Hill 2, I can see that.
I would be too.
Final Fantasy Rebirth, you can kind of see that. besides Rebirth, besides I don't see WWE 2K24, although it is a way better
Definitely
version.
Balatro.
Yeah. Dang. I can't. Outside of that, I can't. I got nothing.
Dark horses. So their dark horses are Like a Dragon 8, Infinite Wealth.
I can see that.
Dragon's Dogma 2, God no.
Yeah, that's
that thing had the same problems as Dragon's Dogma 1, but worse.
True.
Animal Well, which was that posting platformer, retro platformer. Legend of Zelda. And then the other ones were Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, Warhammer 40K2 Space Marine, Black Myth Wukong.
Oh, there we go. That's gonna be it.
Yeah, Wukong.
That's gonna be it.
If that one gets it, I would not be shocked.
Yeah, Black
those
Myth.
are it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I take that back. Black Myth Wukong. That's gonna probably.
I think Wukong is who I want to win it. I think Helldivers will be happy with the nomination. I think PlayStation will take the good publicity from a nomination. If not, Metaphor will be the other.
Metaphor will probably take it because too many people are still streaming that. And it's not to say that people are not streaming Black Myth Wukong, but the numbers on Metaphor versus the numbers of Wukong being streamed are just too heavily one-sided in Metaphor's favor because it's an RPG, so it's going to have longer runtime, meaning more stream time.
Yeah, but still, that's going to be interesting. But the nominees for several categories will be announced this Monday. And of course, the Video Game Awards will be coming out this December. And let's be honest, we're just watching to see what trailer is going to be coming out next. Which at this point,
see what trailers come out next, and then we're going to get super special best friend time with Hideo Kojima again for no reason. Not for no reason. I guarantee we'll get a Metal Gear Delta trailer, and it'll pan to him, even though he's got nothing to do with it.
Poor guy. And
then
they're still
two games, one that's a horror game, one that's an action game.
Yeah, but they're still trying to create another Metal Gear Solid without him.
I'm curious if we get an update on that game him and Jordan Peele are working on.
That's what I think. I think we're going to get that thing. I think we're going to get that in December. I think we are going to get an update on that.
We'll find out if Sony is bluffing or if Insomniac is really giving us the middle finger and we're getting Spider-Man DLC, or we'll see.
We're not getting Spider-Man DLC.
Hopefully, a look at the Wolverine game or Marvel.
There is some news about the Wolverine game. The director for him and Perfect Dark basically switched.
I did see that.
So I'm not sure if that's going to delay us seeing anything for Wolverine or not, just because directors have swapped. It remains to be determined. Although I would love to see some Wolverine, I would love to see something different. But again, like I said, we'll find out. The nominees come this Monday, and of course, the Video Game Awards will be this December. So let us know what you all think of that.
Maybe they'll surprise us and show a trailer of the Venom game.
That is also possible.
Do you think Venom's going to get his own game?
They left it open-ended because the tongue is still out and about in New York.
Is it?
Yeah, Craven cuts the tongue off, and we don't see what happens to the tongue.
Oh, right. Dude, that boss fight that whole level was so much. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, but we shall see. I bet the best way I can put that, we shall see. I just love the fact that Netflix is going up and down.
Remember, Tony Todd himself says they only use about 5% of what I recorded.
Yeah, that's what I was like. They've got to be sitting on a bunch of stuff.
True, but we will see. But a couple of television reviews before we get on to our comic pulls of the week. I got to start with Dragon Ball because you know what? Somebody over in Crunchyroll must have heard me about Dragon Ball Daima because first off, Goku in his plot armor. I'm not mad about it, but you're not about to stay and tell me you could have went Super Saiyan 5 times over the Demon Realm and just basically made a whole... Huh?
He couldn't.
He just proved it.
they've been saying from the get-go he's not used to his small body and the conditions in the demon world.
Yeah, when I saw him do it and let off the blast, I'm like, that'll probably be the most he can use it for is for like a decisive blow. I don't see him retaining the form very well because even in GT, what was it? I think 2 and 3 put too much of a strain on his child body, so you couldn't use him very long. And now we're younger than GT.
No one remembers Super Saiyan 2 unless your name's Gohan.
Terrible.
Not true.
But no, they've been setting up restraints on him for a while now because they said it's like, oh, I can't fly properly because my body. Then they get to the demon realm. He goes like, oh, Gloria Flapjack was like, why don't we fly? It's like the air here is really heavy and it makes us difficult. And we tire out too quickly.
I am just surprised. No, don't get me wrong. It's just my little gripe. I did love the fight sequence. Of course, he was like, "What is this power?" He's like, "I'm using demon magic," and Goku's like, "Okay, hit me with your best shot." as he deflected it all. But no, I did like that. It was a nice little change of pace for this episode, and they never really explained. And I guess I might have missed it, but why were Vegeta and the others not able to travel the same way? It was almost like they were blocked. Or am I reading that all the way wrong?
They're using Kaioshin's ship that got damaged during the Majin Buu fight.
Right.
Bulma fixed it, and then the ship just became inoperable.
Okay.
It's to set up Ibis coming from the demon realm to come get them.
Gotcha. Okay, because I was like, what? It's like she just said she fixed it, and next thing you know, complete malfunction. But what did you guys think of this episode? I mean, I thought it was cool just because of the fight scene, but what did you guys think?
I think it was cool to see basically the demon realm version of Chi-Chi and the Ox King, where it's just like, defeat all the warriors, you can marry my daughter. It's like, I'm actually already married with kids.
Right.
Oh, you're an episode behind.
Oh, yeah, then I might be.
That was the previous episode.
Oh, then yeah, I have not caught this one.
Well, Joe?
I enjoyed it. It was a good fight. We get a bit more clarity on a couple things. I do like that we got to see the Minotaur from the opening. Someone left a comment.
Hey, Laney.
Oh, hey, Laney.
Hey. Laney, are you here because the fight's broken?
Yeah, are y'all here because the stream's gone down?
Get your shit together.
No, I dig it. Goku having to use the bathroom constantly was kind of funny in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of those things you just don't think about, and the cartoon character is like, hold on, I gotta use the bathroom real quick.
I mean, just let's know the guy's got a bladder. But I thought it was Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Like I said, it was just fun. I love seeing like Kid Vegeta doing all those squats, and everyone's looking at us like he just cannot sit still.
Vegeta just has to constantly train. There's no ifs, ands, or buts behind that.
I saw the dub cast got announced since they did the theater event, and I'm just like, please tell me y'all didn't do Kid Vegeta with the random ass pitch again, because I liked what we did with the Broly movie. I liked all the originals, and then we just let him be Deku for Super and the DBZ Kakarot game, which was just the oddest of decisions.
Yeah.
I heard it like for a hot second today. I didn't think it was too bad, but it's still like pitched up, raspy Vegeta, kind of like.
I'm okay with that. It's just when they gave me clear, like him as Deku as a kid sounds more like a clear, thought out royal warrior versus who we have now, which is that raspy little kid who grew up from the Broly movie, who was just like, your parents are dead. It's like, I'll never be King Vegeta. This sucks.
Nice. Although it's going to be interesting to watch as it goes along, but also
20-something episodes.
Yeah, we still got a while.
Do we think we're getting those at once, or are we getting like 12 and some?
I think we're getting like the whole thing. I think maybe my thought on it is, and this is only my thought on it, is season 1 is 20 episodes, and we're doing the first Demon World is 20 episodes, or Demon World 1 and 2 is 20 episodes, and then season 3 is Demon World 3, and then final fights. But I mean, either way, I'm fine with it because I don't know how much script Toriyama got before he passed. So
I thought this was a fully one and done season project.
oh well, then
it depends.
we need to be wrapping up Demon World 1 real quick.
Yeah,
that's what I'm like. That's like the pacing. Are we getting through all the Demon Worlds? Are we doing one a season? Because it very much seems like we can't just hang out here forever doing side quests. I get that's somewhat Dragon Ball original-esque, but between that and damn, I keep forgetting Bleach is out. I just rewatched the entire thing yesterday. They're keeping me entertained.
Oh, the 1,000-Year Blood. Oh, dude.
I don't know what's up. The marketing for Daima and Bleach have been awful this year.
You would think for the 1,000-Year Blood War Part 2, they would be heavily pushing that, but
we're on the third part now. We're in 3 out of 4, and it's ramping up.
But still, it is really freaking good. But yeah, move right along though. Invincible Fight Girl, episode 3. Love the fact that she's starting to really come into her own. Befriending new characters, especially from the what do they call them, beef punchers or meat punchers, something like that. And of course, how it ended. Of course, I don't mind that. I don't mind a cliffhanger because it makes you look forward to next week where she fights, I guess, old boy. But the grandma just dipped out and never came back, did she?
Apparently, I mean, we found her grandson, nephew, or whoever. So we've got a connection to her, but I'm sure we'll get some story about what made her retire or step away from the thing. Or really, if you don't like fighting, why were you even there for tax day for wrestlers? That's
right.
Still all stuff that needs to be answered.
But I mean, overall, still a great episode. I was wondering how they're gonna tie Hustler to the whole show and him being the nephew. But yeah, still good times. Can't knock that. But also let us know what you thought about Invincible Fight Girl, and let us know what you think in the comments. Again, still a great show. Joe, you still have yet to see it on Hulu, right?
I cannot watch it on Hulu unless I pay an additional $29.
Damn,
because it's one of those live TV. It's one of those live TV on demand things.
That sucks.
And that's why I stopped watching SNL.
Dang, they just nickel and dime every freaking body.
Well, it's awful out here. I will take all the commercials. I can't deal with it.
See, this is why the Grand Line exists. But with that being said, guys, also I apologize. I should have been better about Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War and the CW's final season of Superman Lois, because I have not watched any of the final season yet. Hopefully by next week we can recap all that good stuff. I know there's another anime out there that I'm missing as well. I know I told you this, Tafara, in our own chats. Fire Force is coming back for the final season next year, so we're at least getting that. But yeah, outside of that, any other news we got, guys, for going to our comic book pools?
No, that's about it for me. I'm glad Fire Force is back. I'm glad Dr. Stone's coming back. I'm in a gray area on Dr. Stone, so I'm like, we're either about to get into some heavy material these next couple episodes, or hopefully they don't skip it all together, because the stuff people are complaining about is supposed to get their wishes fulfilled very soon.
You want to know what's something that's good and terrible? I've yet to finish Stone Wars. Stone
Wars was okay. It was weird. Stone Wars is what they should call next season, because this whole thing with the Tsukasa, that was okay. Season 3 got a lot better because they kind of answered some of the questions as far as what happened with his dad and some of the people that split off from him. Especially with learning more about the petrification and how it happened in multiple places at once.
Yeah.
So season 3 very much makes up for how short season 2 was.
Cool. I still gotta finish it. But Joey, any other news, sir, before we move on?
No, not really. Just still playing MechWarrior. The difficulty spike is real. It's getting to the point where the game wants me to run 5 identical units. It's getting to the point where the game is just flat out telling me Just run 5 identical units so you can have 500 tons on the field at all times. Like, no, that's boring. I want to try my way. Okay, we warned you.
Damn.
As billions of lasers and missiles just fall upon me instantly.
That's the one where it's kind of like Gundam, but it's like free roam and everything's just there's just 1,000 things on screen happening at once.
Between that and Armor Core, yeah, pretty much.
Kind of yes, kind of no. This is more like driving a real mech, not like running around jet boosting everywhere. Like you're basically like a literal walking tank in humanoid form.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm just like, you go by ton. Your mission loadout goes by tonnage, and I meant the final part of the game where you make a choice of either to defend the final planet or take over the final planet, but. The game is telling me like make 500 tons. So you want me to use 5 of the 100 ton mechs, where there's
Pretty
only
much.
one style of that. Yes, but I don't want to. Okay, here's every laser and every missile. We're gonna send at least 8 units of various sizes, speed, and armaments at you. Good luck.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
like,
Well,
I don't want to be 5 dire wolves.
See, this is why I have to go back and go watch
That's
show
boring.
I got. This is why I have to go back and go watch your stream when you're
It's on
playing.
Total Justice Gaming. I have my own playlist for it.
No, I have to go back and watch it because usually the last ones I've been watching were your Street Fighter ones. So I have to actually go back and go watch your Mech Warriors. So just to see how it is.
Yeah, there's like a whole playlist for it now.
Has anyone checked out Lego Horizon? Because I see that's in my face everywhere now.
Lego Horizon. I haven't really heard much about that.
I see people giving it the good old test run because it's out now, but I don't know. I still need to play a regular Horizon.
You should. It is Horizon Zero Dawn and Horizon Forbidden West are definitely 2 games I would highly recommend just because they are. The replay value is there and the story. I love Aloy's story, so definitely would recommend it.
It's I think the only game so far I haven't beat that came on my PlayStation.
Oh yeah, it's definitely fun. But before we get to our comic book cools, guys, we do always want to show love to Rick's Comic City, Nashville's #1 place to go to for comic books, for mangas, for collectors, for Funko Pops. You name it, they have it. You can definitely check them out. There are 2 locations, Nashville and Clarksville, Tennessee. Also at their online store at rickscomiccity.com. Let them know the guys at Get Bit sent you. Doesn't get you any discounts, but hey, you see us on their television screens. They show us love, so we want to show them love. So definitely check out Rick's Comic City if you are in the Middle Tennessee area. If you are not in the Middle Tennessee area, guys, please support your local libraries, support your local comic book stores. Reason being, guys, they are under attack. Again, in the libraries with banned books, which again, guys, keep on saying, boys and girls, please read the banned books because there's knowledge and things there that you need to know. And not to be political, but let's just say the last couple of weeks beginning in November has made it seem like it was 1984 with a side of Fahrenheit 451. If you know those 2 names of those books, you'll know exactly what I'm getting at. If not, please go to your local library and look them up. Get prepared. Also check out Idiocracy. You'll understand when you watch it. But again, guys, support your local comic book stores, support your local libraries. You will miss them when they are gone. So I see, Joe, that you do have the pools up, sir. So whenever you're ready.
Yep, just answer the question.
All right.
All right, first up, we got Action Comics and a milestone issue. This is 1075. This is written by Mark Waid with art by Clayton Henry and Michael Schilfer with colors by Matt Herms. This just continues the story where Clark is stuck in the past and running around with his parents on Krypton. Gets to meet his uncle and his preteen cousin, who he's going to remind her how she was not the most upstanding child there ever was.
Damn.
And it's just fun times with Clark and his parents, where he just can't tell. It's like, I'm your son.
Yeah, it's a nice change. Yeah, nice change of pace. I can't knock it. I actually did kind of enjoy the fact that, he isn't wrecking the space-time continuum, but at the same time, still fun to actually still see him be wholesome and respectful at the same time. But I liked it.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we got Green Lantern number 17. This is written by Jeremy Adams. Art and cover up by Zarmenko and colors by Gerardo Fernando Jr. A lot of things happen. The biggest thing that happens, and this is something I called the moment we brought Kyle back in the story, someone became the White Lantern again.
I thought that was a little bit crazy that happened.
And then they
No, I was just saying I thought that was crazy. He became the White Lantern at the end just to go. I'm sorry, I'm speaking ahead. Go ahead.
No. Just the internet's being super weird again. You know.
Mine's being weird too. Damn you, Jake Paul! You ruined the country.
Jake Paul has ruined the internet. See, nothing of
It's such a nice
good
time
comes
the
from Paul brothers.
whole time, and then we look at comics and it goes to crap.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're all back. Yeah, so Sinestro saves numerous plans from a red-ringed Mogo. Hal saves him. Everybody is trying to get things sorted because the Dark Star entity is trying to take over everything and make Lantern cores based off of not the standard emotional spectrum, and so it's going to happen. Kyle becomes a White Lantern. The Dark Star entity, immediately tells, well, he's dead. He is not dead. We see him, very much later on doing the same thing Kyle always does, rebirthing the Guardians of the Universe.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh no, good issue. Fine for me. Everybody did a really good job in this thing. Again, big props to Kyle coming back as a White Lantern. I called that such a long time ago. Honestly, I feel like that's correcting a mistake. I don't know why they undid that. So there's that one. Black Lightning, number 1 from DC All In. This is written by Brandon Thomas, art by Fico Ocio, and colors by Ulysses Areola.
Mm-hmm.
This happens directly after the last event. The Black Lightning family ran into a Mazo, which stripped them of their powers, most notably Thunder and Lightning. Lightning has apparently regained her powers, but Thunder hasn't, supposedly, or what we're led to believe. And Jefferson's trying to lead his best life, being a little bit overprotective of the one daughter who still has powers, still try to be a mentor to young, I always want to say mutants when I deal with Black Lightning, and I don't know why.
Metahumans.
But young metas whose power emerging. It's the same with Static Shock. I always want to say mutants instead of metas or bang babies.
Bang Baby was still the weirdest thing.
Really it was a good book. It was a great reintroduction to Black Lightning. I like how it ended. It still has some of the things that makes Jefferson Pierce, and being way overprotective of his children, even though they are very much capable superheroes in their own right. See him interact with all the Justice League is fantastic. Really, really dug it.
Yeah, it was a good issue.
I'm waiting for Chris to just pop in here and talk about it.
Yeah, they're all trying to hopefully watch the fight still.
Yeah, I think they're still in the watch party.
Moving back over to Marvel, what's this? We're looking at Spider-Man again. Oh, wait. It's a new writing and art team. That's why we're looking at it. That's right. The Zeb Wells era is over. Long live the Joe Kelly era. But we're immediately jumping into the Spider-Man because Doctor Doom doesn't want to do any of the actual tasks of being Sorcerer Supreme. He just wants to be Sorcerer Supreme. So now he's delegating jobs. So now Pete has to be champion of the Earth and defend it from all the beings of all the scions of Sidorak, so that Sidorak will make sure that nothing in the astral plane can interfere with Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And Spider-Man will die every single fight and be reborn horribly painfully every single time, as told to him by Doctor Strange. He's given a new suit. The art is wonderful in the second issue. Writing's great. Good voice for Pete, but Joe Kelly's done this before, so no surprise. I enjoyed it. What about you?
Spider-Man just can't catch a break. Peter cannot catch a break.
It's an 8. Yes. And how is Doom? So who let Doom be Sorcerer Supreme?
Strange did during the blood hunt.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
So because of that, in this particular issue, Pete just flat out says he got Reed Richards. He got spaghettified.
Mm-hmm. And that's death number 1.
Yep. 7 more deaths.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Writer Joe Kelly, art Ed McGuinness. Mark Farmer is our inker, and Mercutio Menez is our colorist. Yeah. No. Good Spider-Man. I'm glad Good Spider-Man is back. I'm also glad a Spider-Man where people look like they actually have musculature as opposed to armor. Next up, we got Psylocke number 1. This is written by Alyssa Wong with art by Valencio Cartu and colors by First and Fuentes Sujo. I just like this one where you are catching back up. This kind of takes place during X-Men, but they're benching Psylocke, and Psylocke just goes out and does her own stuff with deals with her time being raised by the Hand and her having to save mutant children from a Hand auction where she fights, I think, Crossbones and somebody else.
Yeah. Basically taken with
not totally up on who Psylocke is. Yeah. Very enjoyable to me. I'm always gonna, like we always try to promote, all comic characters of color and all writing teams of color. Definitely promoting Alyssa Wong. Psylocke was solid.
Yeah,
could have been stronger, but still solid. Solid read.
Yeah, it was. I agree.
Next up, we got Uncanny X-Men, written by Gail Simone, art by David Marquez, and colors by Matthew Wilson. This is the end of the first arc for Uncanny X-Men. We get this is our big Phyto issue. There's also a bunch of stuff. Also, Rogue's going to dialect coaching so that she'll lose her accent, and everyone's like, at the end of the issue, Wolverine just tells Gambit's like, so she's doing this. Make her stop. So again, good solid issue. I loved where the little girl hops on her horse and they channel Juggernaut. And we get her as a Juggernaut and her horse as Juggernaut.
That was interesting.
Fun issue overall.
Yeah, that was really good.
Moving over to the indies, G.I. Joe, written by Josh Williamson, art by Tom Riley, and colors by Jordi Belair. And Russ Wooten is doing art, is doing letters. We get the introduction to G.I. Joe, which is part of the Energon universe, and you do need to be reading Transformers and Cobra and Void Rivals to get this full picture. But this is our first issue of G.I. Joe where we take on Cobra, And one of the Joes may not make it out of after the first issue. Good read. Lots of fun.
Yep.
This was a hard toss-up between these final two because this was such a fun issue. Transformers number 14, written by Jenny Warren Johnson, art by Jason Howard, and colors by Mike Spicer. So we now know that they are a rogue Cobra unit who has taken and welded Starscream onto the bottom of a HISS tank. And we learned into Starscream's backstory that he actually, Megatron has a horrifying power that no one ever knew about. So when he turns into gun and he integrates into your hand to hold him, he literally forces you to do things against your will and slowly corrupts you. So Starscream was actually like legit chill scientist. And then the continued use of Megatron forcing him into the hand corrupts Starscream slowly to become who he is today. And then we also see Starscream free Astro Train, go to the portion of Cybertron that fell to Earth, and free all the Combaticons. So that means he has Bruticus on his side. And then brutally kills almost every single person of this Rogue Cobra unit except for the cat and the sketch artist, because Starscream likes how he draws, even though he draws his face incorrectly.
So he's not necessarily a bad guy. He's just mentally been corrupted.
Yes, but he's still a bad guy now because this has been going on for millennia. So no, Starscream is every bit as horrible as you think he is, but it's just one of those tragic, forced corruptions.
Is it similar to kind of what they did in Rise of the Beast, just minus like the like physical decay?
Yeah, because Starscream no longer has a lower half. His lower half is literally a HISS tank.
Mm.
And it was just a fun issue. I like the next issue they show Bruticus. So we get all the Combaticons are safe, which is fun for me because the Combaticons are actually my second favorite Decepticon, is one of my favorite Decepticon combiners.
Okay.
He's the one who, like, did you ever play Fall of Cybertron?
I played the demo, watched the cutscenes.
He's the combiner, Decepticon combiner. You can play at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. Really, really good. Now for the big one. Power Rangers Prime. This is something very unique. Melissa Flores is writer, art by Michael Ying, I guess is how to pronounce it, and colors by Fabi Marquise. So this is a new continuity. This is entirely a new continuity. There are no Power Rangers currently. There are and there aren't. So the new continuity is established in 1954. We were invaded by the Beast Brigade of Gamma 7. And Zordon's people, the Arterans, came to us to help us and never left Earth and colonized it. So we are now the 205th Eltaran colony. Current times, the only Power Rangers to ever exist are the Samurai Rangers because they stumbled upon their powers in feudal Japan, and the clan has been the only Power Ranger team since feudal Japan, passing the powers down through legacy. Altarans do not like Power Rangers or anything like that. So the girl is hunted and her morphers destroyed, and we meet our team of Power Rangers, which, by the way, the VR Troopers appear in this as a own separate faction working under the Altaran government over in Colorado. So they're actually a thing. We meet a half-human, half-Equation boy, an Otaran highborn, who was born on Earth, but still, since he's pure-blooded Otaran, he's considered for high society, star of the football league, all sorts of stuff like that. Somebody's roommate who's from Andarian, I think is what he says, and we're still got other people cast to meet. And then the moon violently explodes a little bit and ruptures a dumpster. And what may be good Rita Repulsa comes out of the dumpster because their fingers are stained. One hand is like constantly dripping power, and each finger has a different Ranger color on them. So the Power Rangers may actually be coming from Rita in this continuity.
So then would Rita basically become our Zordon?
Like, this was a book. Yes. This was a book. This was a read. Because, like, Laura nearly gets killed by the Otaran guard. Like, they shoot her in the back with an arrow, and she has to, like, fall into a dumpster to save herself.
Jeez.
Her morphers destroyed everything. It is a read. Will, did you read this?
Unfortunately, I did not. I actually was kind of go back and actually reread this one to see if it was gonna be worth keeping up with, but no, I have to catch up on this one.
You heard the setup, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something. My big shocker was that the VR Troopers are a real team in this universe.
They gotta give respect to the VR Troopers somewhere down the line, so I'm not knocking that.
So apparently the VR Troopers are getting their own spin-off book soon.
Interesting. Okay.
And they're going to get help from one of the lesser-known Ranger teams called... they're called Denji Man in Japan, but they're being called the Data Rangers.
Okay.
Apparently they're also like the actual counterparts of the Psycho Rangers.
Nice.
They're like the good versions of the Psycho Rangers, where they're like purely data or something. But like, this was probably and Transformers was probably my two favorites this whole week. Like, big toss up between those two. I don't even know what Shadow thinks about this. He hasn't read it. He just found out. Like, I got a text message 2 in the morning because I told him, like, hey, you know, VR Troopers are in this book. Like, as a legit team, and like 2 in the morning, I got like a wholly long series of expletive text from him. I don't even think he knows the setup for this.
Oh, Lordy.
But man, this was a read. This is definitely a really interesting opener for Power Rangers. I really, really enjoyed this. But that's it. That's all we got.
All right. Well, thank you, Joe, for those comic book pulls. We really do appreciate it as always. And as we wrap this up, guys, as Zuri is like, okay, wrap it up, Dad. Okay, I heard you. With that being said, Tafari, where do people know what you're doing, sir?
You can find me on the internets under this name on all platforms. I post pretty regularly now. I try to get out short form as well as long form content. Couple things out right now. Did a couple recap videos just because I know the anniversary for like San Andreas just passed, as well as Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, as well as Pokemon Red and Blue. Longer video is if they had the Purge in the world of The Office and how each character would react. A Blurred's Eye View. I actually got to do a really cool interview with Lee Mashdu, who plays Agent Stone in the Sonic films. That actually dropped today, so if you want to go check it out, it's only about 6 minutes. Got to talk about working with Jim Carrey, what it was like being on the set, working on the films, how he got the role, as well as other movies he has coming out that are pretty. I think one drops today, actually. Other than that, you can catch me streaming. I'm now finally starting my Walk and Talk series. I'm usually just going through old retro games. Emulation isn't bad. I just don't throw things away. You can catch me live talking to y'all, usually wearing a hoodie, working up a sweat on a treadmill, and talking trash.
All right. Thank you for that. Joe, will let people know what you're doing, sir?
Reading the best comment I've ever seen on Blue Sky right now because of Mike Tyson.
What does it say?
You know, all my core childhood memories are gone. I just saw Mike Tyson's butt.
Oh, I checked our chat just once because I have it on Do Not Disturb, and I see 3 different texts of didn't need to see Tyson's ass.
Yes, the one I says like all my childhood memories are gone and replaced with only that. Why, Tyson? Why?
Oh Lord, that's going to be interesting.
Oh yeah. No, you can find me over at Total Justice Gaming playing Mech Warrior. You can find me over on Twitch if I play Street Fighter. You can find me and Tafari over on Show Guy Joe, where we review Ultraman. We're slowly heading into the end game now. This week's episode we reviewed is actually pretty touching and also pretty funny at the same time. Other than that, I'm at work a lot, so just working and blowing up robots, trying to finish a game.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, before I get to myself, guys, some shameless plugging as usual. Shout out to BlurStation.com. Again, we've been saying we need a vehicle that's for content for us, by us, and most importantly, our monetary goes back into our pockets. Tubi's great, but Tubi is also owned by the same guys who do Fox, and Tubi is now worth well over $100 million, and that is based on our viewership. The thing about it is that is wrong. It should go back to us. This is where BlurStation comes into. It's where BlurStation.com comes into effect, guys. For movies, television, animation, things of that nature, it definitely does have it. And if you're being so inclined, just go to BlurStation.com, hit the Join Now button, select the Blur's Eye View Affinity membership. Any member there you can select. It is $10.99 a month to view BlurStation. $10.99 a month. After 36 months, you do get the opportunity to own a piece of BlurStation, and it doesn't get any easier to own a piece of a media conglomeration than that. But definitely check out BlurStation.com. Also, check out Always Press Record or APR TV. Why? Because our show is definitely streamed there as well. Definitely check that out on the Roku app or wherever you have smart devices. Again, another table to where it is for us and by us to where our content and our monetary should go to. So definitely check out APR TV and on the website, alwayspressrecord.com. As for yours truly, guys, you can find me, Black_Spartan615 on the socials, as I usually do reviews on everything. Of course, the link at the bottom, make that a little bit bigger for you guys to see. If you'll copy and paste that link into your browser, it'll take you to our YouTube and Facebook groups for all of our podcasts. Like, share, and subscribe and sub, because, again, we cannot do this without you. Outside of that, guys, really nothing more we can say outside the fact of, because of the, how can we put this so nicely, news that has occurred in the last 2 weeks. Guys, take care of yourselves. Find an outlet, find some stress reliever, basically work on yourself, because we know the next foreseeable 4 years is definitely going to be rough, but you have you to take care of. You have loved ones to take care of. So again, guys, pretty much take care of yourselves, because we're all we got in this resistance. But with that being said, also cons are kind of on the winding down situation. Still check out Tafari TV because of his videos that he has for how to prep for a con, what to do with a con, what do post con, and things of that nature. So if you've ever been unsure about cons, definitely look up that. It will help you out tremendously. The rules still apply, though, guys. Please respect all cosplayers. Again, hygiene is a big thing. We are entering cold flu season. Again, clean clothes, just taking care of yourself. You'll limit the number of times you get sick. That's all I'm saying. And above all else, guys, be nice, be kind, share your fandoms. Don't be a dick, and we'll all be cool. We'll hopefully be back here, guys, next Friday, same Get Bit time, same Get Bit channel with news of the week. But again, guys, take care of yourselves and things of that nature. But fellas, anything we want to say before we call it tonight?
Make a Blue Sky account. It's more peaceful over there.
Oh, yeah. Definitely go to Blue Sky. It's funner over there. Joe?
No, they're not wrong. Blue Sky's a lot more fun. More people are willing to reach out to you. There's, I don't know how I can put this even gently. There's less porn bots over there.
No, that's accurate. That's
I
very
mean,
accurate.
I'm trying to maintain that as child friendly as I possibly can, but there's just no way around that.
No,
No, it's just a nicer, quieter, peaceful. It's like World of Warcraft Classic. It's peaceful. It's simple. The quests are harder, but it's more worth it.
Oh Lord, you ain't wrong though. But
See
with
that
that
they
being
added Mists of Pandaria to Classic now?
said, what?
They added Mists of Pandaria to World of Warcraft Classic now.
Interesting. I'll have to look that back up. But with that being said, guys, hopefully you'll be able to watch the rest of the fight if Netflix hasn't completely gone down. But aside from that, guys, like we said, take care of yourselves and each other. Find peace in that. I've been Will. He's been Joe. He's been Tafari. This has been Give It for Night, guys. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I promise we'll get through this. Peace.